Hey everybody, this is Josh from Career Development, and we are here today to talk about LinkedIn, how you create your account, and then give you some information to help inform that decision if you do want to create that account. These are some quick statistics that are accurate of the recording of this presentation. So to start with, as of this recording, again, there are 433 million people around the world in over 200 countries and territories that utilize LinkedIn. Most of them are using the free version, but if you really want to, you can upgrade to the premium one. You don't have to, though. The free one works totally fine. On average, there's roughly 2 new members who join every second, so you could be one of the 2 every second who join. And then out of that 433 million, there are roughly 40% of those people who check every day, myself included. It's a great way to stay informed about what's going on in the world, in the industries that you're involved with, people that you're connected to. It's really great to do that. And then there's currently about 39 million students and recent grads who are part of LinkedIn. I definitely encourage you to be part of that 39 million. And if you are, CCA has a really fantastic alumni page. You do have to be an alumni to join it though, but it's really great when you do. And then folks who end up listing all of their kind of like industry skills, on average, they tend to get 13 times more profile views than folks who don't. So, put the time in to really kind of build that stuff out to get noticed. And then LinkedIn is available in 20 different languages to really kind of, fit into those 200 countries and territories around the world. Now let's take a look at building your brand and also your profile. So, just like yourself, you are a brand, whether or not you realize that. Companies build brands, and it's important for you to kind of understand how they build their brands so you can kind of sort of adopt some of that language and that imagery to really kind of fit into the world that you're trying to go into. And then also think about how you stand out from the others. Think about everything that makes you you. Is it your skills, your experience, your education, your accomplishments, awards, anything like that? That's stuff you can highlight on here and stuff that we do want to highlight. Your personal website is a great tool. It's only one tool though. You should definitely use this in conjunction. One of the downsides about your website though is it comes with extra cost. It comes with time and also money. So the time to build and maintain your website, and then also the money to host it and own your domain, things like that. LinkedIn, again, totally free if you want it to be, and you don't have to worry about doing anything other than kind of plugging in new information. That's totally all you have to do. And because of this, LinkedIn is a great way to put your name on the professional map. All the people that you're going to be applying to, they have LinkedIn's, and you want to kind of like follow into that territory as well. And one easy way to do this: upload a professional headshot. Make sure they can see you clearly. No selfies, anything like that. Try to have a good summary about yourself. Gives an idea about who you are, what you want to do, where you want to go, things like that. Try to think about this as like your objective statement that we talked about in your resume a little bit. And then if you do all of this sort of stuff, all kinds of folks are going to be noticing, recruiters, employers, coworkers, managers, people who are able to hire or do referrals. They will find you, and they're going to get a better understanding of how you could help their company in the specific jobs that you're applying for. So again, as I mentioned, companies do have LinkedIn's. They have their own branding, all that kind of stuff. If you do connect to companies, which I really encourage you to, you'll be able to see the updates they have on the kind of projects they're working, the company news. Maybe they're merging with people, maybe they're acquiring people. They spotlight certain employees, different jobs might be opening, things like that. And you get a good sense of the culture of the company even before you apply, or maybe even before you accept the job. You get a sense of what they're like beforehand. And then it's always great to be able to tap into the industry and the world that you're in and see which new jobs and postings, internships, things like that people are going to be offering. A lot of times folks who work at companies will just post those things directly on their LinkedIn's, and you can see them. And then one of the last but most important thing, and one of the hardest things to do, is network. This is a networking tool, and you want to try to connect with as many people as you can of value, so that way you can really start to get yourself out there and build connections with others, because you never know when those people will come into play. Here are some things not to include on your LinkedIn though. If possible, try not to put career breaks in there. They do happen to everybody for whatever reason, either like you chose it or it happened to you, but try not to put those in there as much as you can, because it might break from and detract your own brand you're trying to cultivate and the message you want people to see. And then try not to put like any part-time / unrelated gigs in there, things that are not going to help to establish your career. So again, as much as you can, try to keep this as focused into the world and industry you want to go into. So just like on your resume, always kind of keep those things centric to, like, if you're a designer, design or illustration or animation or whatever it is. So that way people see that. This is how we want to kind of convey that same kind of thing with LinkedIn. And then try not to put temporary jobs in there as well, things that only lasted less than a month. Basically, we want to have things that kind of showcase good chunks of time as much as possible. So this is kind of like a rough break of what not to include. There's some other things as well, but these are the highlights. And then, but on the other side of that, let's take a look at your profile and let's see what we can do, what we should have to really build out your profile. So to build out your profile, a couple things that we want to do. You want to make sure that you are finding everybody that you went to school with, everybody you work with, your teachers, everybody like that. Connect with all those folks, because they're really going to help you to get discovered by other people. In addition, find other people in the same industry as you. Like, if you're an animator, look at all the different kind of companies that do animation, because you never know who's going to have what. You can join alumni groups. Again, CCA has a fantastic alumni group. Again, have to be an alumni to get that. And then in general, a lot of managers and recruiters do complain college students don't use LinkedIn enough. Don't be one of those people. Definitely use it. But here are some of the ingredients that we want to see in your LinkedIn profile. First one is a headshot. Choose the right expression. Wear appropriate clothes. Don't take any selfies. Nothing in the car or anything like that. Stuff that just looks kind of professional, makes you look happy. Recruiters and hiring managers have expressed that people who do tend to look happier in their photos are the ones that they do gravitate towards more, because they seem like they would be enjoyable to work with. Again, have a good summary of what you're doing, where you're going, things like that. A good headline, so that way people can kind of get a sense of what you do, like what you're marketing yourself as. You can put experience in there, volunteer things, projects, things like that. And then all of this stuff is going to help you to complete your profile by also adding a few other sections, such as skills. If you do list these skills, you're going to be included in more of the searches that recruiters and hiring managers do look for. So again, remember on your resume and the other videos, I did mention, if you're a designer, think about all the design skills you have. So typography, branding, whatever, or if it's, illustration, character design, background design, whatever it is. If you list those kind of industry skills in there, you will be more discoverable by having that stuff in there than not. And then lastly, education. What kind of degrees are you getting? What do you have? What kind of certifications do you have? Try to put all that kind of stuff in there. We do want to, again, steer clear of like high school or like transfer schools, anything like that. So that way we just see the completed thing. You can, again, list out your field of study. GPA is not totally necessary. They do give you the option for it, but if you didn't have a stellar GPA, don't feel like you need to. And that's how you're going to, in a nutshell, kind of build out these ingredients. There's a lot more, but these are kind of the highlights that we'll look at. And then these are some quick examples of some folks who have built out a really good kind of like header on their LinkedIn profile. So you see everybody here has got a kind of like engaging photo, very neutral background. There's nothing distracting about it. They do have good banner images. You can certainly put those in the back as well to customize your LinkedIn and stand out. We have names, we have titles, we have where they're at. You can see the connections. Like, the number of connections is not overly critically important, but we definitely do want to build these out as much as possible, so that way folks can see that you are connected to people. And then, we do see the companies they're at, and then we see the schools that they went to. So these are some of the things that you can take into consideration when starting to build out your LinkedIn profile. And if you do have any more questions, always feel free to email us or connect, and we can, talk to you guys about anything else. So hope this was helpful, and look forward to talking to you guys later.